So if I was to say right now, right? Oh my God, look at my hair. I've been driving around in the rain. Okay, if I was to say right now, like, what are your priorities? You'd probably give me a list that sounds really good. Well, like, first it's my family, and then God, and then my job, and my workouts. And the truth is if you actually took stock of yourself during the day, you find out it's your job, and then your job, and then your job, and then maybe your family and your workouts and God, right? And listen, the list of priorities to you, for you, should be about you and you only. Like, there's nothing that I'm going to say that's like, your priority should be bada bing, bada boom. What I'm trying to say is that whatever you're saying your priorities should be is how you're acting every day. So, like, for example, right now I'm struggling because my priorities are like my self-care, which includes a spiritual community, it includes working out. It's like how to make myself whole so I can have more energy and intention and purpose when I go out to do things I do in the world, such as work, help other people, show up for my mother. Second is my mother. And then after that comes the other things that are in my life, like work, my guy. It's but it's hard to actually, live that credo. And it takes a lot of discipline and it takes a lot of saying no. And believe it or not, underneath the saying no is some guilt. Like, oh, I really should put this other thing first because of bada bing, bada boom. Some other reasons, which, by the way, the reasons that I think my priorities should be different or why I'm not acting in alignment with priorities is because I'm thinking for somebody else or I'm trying to align myself with other people's priorities. And that's never going to make me happy. Now, I'm a social creature. I like people. I like my friends. I want to know what they think. I want to know how they feel. I don't always want to know what they think and how they feel about moi and what I'm doing and what my priorities are. But people don't outline how my life should be. I do, in conjunction with a higher self, higher power, conscious contact, conscious creation, very much steeped in being and in my body way of life. Because if I'm here and I'm present and I'm steeped in myself and in my body and present to my experience, decisions come a lot more naturally. It's easier to adhere to my priorities. I am, for the most part, on a daily basis, clear about what those priorities are and how I'm living up to them. And listen, also, there's this human side of things, which is life throws you curveballs every day. So whilst for the most part you may live your priorities, here and there, sometimes more often than not, life's going to throw you shit every other day, every other week that's like messes with your priorities and or makes it difficult for you to adhere to them. This is why I talk so much about discipline. Discipline is from the root of disciple, which is a teacher. Your life is teaching you. And when you make decisions and you have consequences for those decisions, when you change your way of being or way of doing, which is AKA discipline, you are in fact changing your constitution, changing your outlook, and making yourself teachable to know more what you really want to do or how you really want to be. Right? Like, discipline isn't like, you should do this because you're an asshole, or if you don't do it, you're a fucking loser. No. None of that hardness. It's not necessary. Discipline has nothing to do with hardness. Discipline has nothing it's not punitive. Discipline is daily rigor, daily perseverance, specific, innate and purposeful ways of acting in your life that are very, very much in line with your priorities. And your priorities should come from your purpose. So my purpose is to serve. And I know that, for example, in the community I belong to and in the relationship I have with my own higher energy and higher power, that's about serving. I serve my mother because she bore me and because she's my best friend and because she listens to my sorry ass ad nauseum. Poor thing. Anyway, but that's the way it is for me. Those are my priorities. And steeped in those things, I'm a happy human being, and everything else can come and go. And that doesn't mean that life is easy, but it does mean that when I wake up in the morning, I pretty much know where I'm going, which is back to myself, which is where I want to be. It's where the peace and happiness are at where I'm sitting. So I hope you find that peace today. I hope you can find some way of being very purposeful about your priorities, and I hope you have a really good day. Thanks for joining me. Take care.